All right, Shalom, Shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and peace, love, salutations to those that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. And I'm going to title this video, There is no righteous standard in the earth. There is no righteous standard in the earth. And that's why the people are in a position of mourning right now. All right. And I'm probably going to have to do two videos on this because for the sake of time, I got to get ready to go to work soon. But there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to go into. But yeah, so there is a lot. There is a no righteous standard. So, people pretty much just do anything they want to do, especially these people that are in power. So I'm going to start off with Isaiah 59 and 14. And it says, now this particular precept is referring to Israel, but it can be applied to what's happening today. Okay. So this is Isaiah 59 and 13. It says, in transgression and lying against the Lord and departing away from Yahweh, seeking oppression and revolt, conceiving and uttering from the heart words of falsehoods. And, this is our people, but this is also the wicked that are doing this too. Okay. And the wicked are the ones that are ruling right now. So they don't have a standard of righteous judgment. Okay. They don't have a standard of righteous judgment by the people that are in power, because this earth is ruled by the wicked. Okay. Verse 14, it says, a judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Okay. So so there's no truth out here. This is why you see all the bullshit and the podcast with the crazy ass stupid women, the men talking all this shit, and everything that you see is because everybody's seeking for truth, and there's no truth out there. The only truth there is the truth of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that the men of the Lord are going out and preaching, to our people. All right. And, as we're telling our people their judgment, we're also telling the 2/3 their judgment and the other nations. Okay. But see, what we're seeing in this society is the people are rebelling, and they're turning against the people that are in power. And that's happening because there is no righteous judgment. So the people are in mourning. All right. I'm going to grab another precept. Okay. All right. So we'll go to the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 29 and 2. And it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And why is that? It's because when the righteous are in authority, there is a righteous standard. You're not going to have to worry about your goods getting stole, and you're getting an unfair wage for your work, or you're being oppressed in your own land, because there's a righteous standard of things to do and not to do. Right now, it's everything goes. If I can figure out a way to defraud you and take what belongs to you, then that's what I'm going to do. If I can find a way to get over on you, I'm going to do that. If I can pay less, I don't care about your health. I don't care about, the poison in the food and in the water, because, that's what they do. They poison the food. I mean, you can just go down a list of things that aren't, that there's no standard. Okay. So how the animals are slaughtered, how they're kept, no righteous standard there. The scriptures talk about that a righteous man considers the life of his beast, because you're going to eventually eat it. So you want it to live a good life, or you're going to drink its milk. So you want it to the positive or good energy to flow into that thing. But these people that are in power, they breed our animals in circumstances where the animals get cancer and they get sick and they get disease because there's no righteous standard on how to treat these things. Okay. Then when they slaughter the animals, the way that they slaughter these animals are deplorable. It's dirty, it's filthy, and then they put curses on the food too before they ship it out to people, right? The relationship standard, what is considered a high quality relationship that's coveted, that's been taken away. The how the water's treated, whether or not you dump toxic chemicals into the water, how they spray chemicals into the air, right? How they censor you over the internet. I mean, there's so many things to show that there's no righteous standard, that these people, they don't care about the ones that they rule over, right? And all of this infighting amongst our people, Jake, amongst the Edomites and the other nations, this is all caused by those that are in rulership right now. Because even the other nations, because the scriptures talk about how they won't learn war anymore, and the other nations won't learn war anymore, and they're going to seek, they're gonna hold on to the cloak of him that's a Jew, and they're gonna want to learn the ways of the Lord. They won't learn war anymore. Okay, why? Because they're not gonna need to. And the first hand, of course, they're going to get it beat into them. But now, after a while, they're going to say, wait a minute, this is a much better way of life. And they're going to do it willingly. They're going to remember the events, the history of what happened in this world. Okay. And they're going to do it willingly because there's righteousness there's benefits to righteousness beyond what you can imagine. Evil and wickedness, that shit runs out. There's only so much you can do. But in righteousness, it's an infinite amount of things you can do. Okay. So I have a couple videos here that I'm going to play. And I know they're kind of like two opposite ends of the spectrum, but this is just to show you the nature of the people that are in power, what they do, how they control, how wicked their control is, how oppressive their control is. Okay. And how they want to hoard all of the resources in a place that's full of abundance. They want to hoard all of the resources and control all of the resources for themselves, okay? And then put everybody in poverty when they don't have to do that. You can still be exceedingly wealthy and still take care of everybody else. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and you have some of these rich billionaires that have 56 billion, anywhere from 56 billion to 100 billion or 200 trillion, 200 billion that they make annually. You have trillionaires. They have enough money to where they can end poverty and hunger and all that stuff and still have billions of dollars left. So if it's not about the money, what is it about? It's about oppression and wickedness and evil. That's what these people are about. Okay. So they don't hold a standard of righteousness in this country, in this nation, in this world. Okay. There's no righteousness. There's no standard of righteousness. All right. And this is why the people are in consistent mourning right now. All right. This is why the world is in mourning right now, because you cannot, evil will continue to be evil until it consumes itself. Righteousness builds upon righteousness. Okay. So that's what's happening in this world right now. So the whole EBT SNAP benefits, that's all, this man being evil to himself. So let's go ahead and play this video.
34,000 people and Amazon fired 30,000.
What happened?
UPS has vowed to fire an additional 14,000 people, and Amazon has vowed to fire 14,000 more people too.
Is this because of AI?
Amazon said it's because of AI along with the bad economy, and UPS closed 70 facilities to try to save $3.5 billion this year. And it gets worse. Target plans to fire 8% of their corporate workforce, Nestle 16,000 people, Intel plans to fire 15% of their workforce, Microsoft 9,000 people, Procter & Gamble 6% of their workforce.
There's more?
But yes, because many other businesses are following suit with upcoming layoffs, such as Novo firing 11% of their workforce, ConocoPhillips 25% of their workforce.
Isn't this bad because there's already more unemployed people than jobs available?
As of 2 months ago, there are more unemployed people than jobs available. However, these layoffs are good because now the billionaires can get richer.
But what about the economy?
Layoffs often increase during recessions or economic uncertainty, so companies will continue to pull back on spending. Do you know what that means?
It's too late.
You see that? So, they make it into a little comedy skit, but this is some serious shit that he's talking about. You having all of these jobs that are being cut off, okay? The grinding is going to cease. I'm going to get there real quick. All right. So the grind is going to cease. And who is that grinding and ceasing up under? It's ceasing under the rule of Esau Edom, the one that is using wickedness to rule the world and not righteousness, okay? Because he can't know righteousness. All right. He wasn't created to be righteous. So this is the book of Ecclesiastes 12:12-3, and it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the window shall be darkened. Okay, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and they shall rise up to the voice of the bird, and the daughters of music shall be brought low. And the grinding is ceasing. Jobs are becoming very, very scarce. And, I tell this to people all the time, man. If you have a job, you better keep it because, for right now, jobs are becoming very, very scarce because they're firing everybody. Because in this unrighteous kingdom, their way to make sure that they survive is by getting rid of the workforce that made them wealthy in the first place. Okay? That's the mindset of these people that are in power. Completely unrighteous, completely wicked. Okay? So what do you think is going to happen to these things that are happening? These are going to lead to Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, because there's no jobs. There's no way for people to have income. People are going to be losing their hope. That's why it says, and the doors in the streets shall be shut, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of a bird, and the daughters of music shall be brought low. This is talking about they're going to lose hope. Okay. Like it says, the grinders shall cease in verse 12:3. It says, because they are few, and those that look out the window be darkened. This means that they're gonna lose hope, man. People are gonna lose hope. They're gonna be in a level of despotism. Okay, and you already see that with these women out here that are going around talking about how they're gonna steal their SNAP benefits and shit. You dummies. You all putting it on social media and shit like that for people to see. Okay, so this is the book of Micah. This is the book of Micah 7:2. And it says, verses 1, read verse 1. It says, woe is me, for I, as when they have gathered the summer fruits, as the great gleanings of the vintage, there is no cluster to eat. My soul desires the first ripe fruit. The good man is perished out of the earth, and there is none aright among them. You see that? There's no good fruit among the earth. The only good men that are here are the men of the Lord that are trying to do our best to push this truth out on the highways and the byways and to teach our people what's really going on in the world. Those are the only good men that are left. Okay? And it says, and there is none upright among men. They lie in wait for blood, and that's what these devils do. When you take a man's money away, when you defrauded a man, and I'm gonna have to do a part 2 on this because I gotta get ready to get out of here. But when you defrauded a man, you take away his wages, you're actually killing him. You're taking away his ability to provide for himself and his family. He's sacrificing a portion of his life to get wages, and you're stealing those wages. Okay, hence exacerbating the problem that we're having right now. It says, the good man is, verse 2 again, the good man is perished out of the earth, and there is none upright among him. They lie in wait for blood. They hunt every man his brother with a net. Okay, trying to trap people into this bullshit ass system so you can enslave men. Okay, verse 3, it says, they may do evil both hands earnestly. The prince asketh, and judges asketh for the reward, and the great man, he uttered his mischievous desire. So they wrap it up. Okay? So you see, there's no righteousness. Everybody's trying to get over, especially the one that is in power, which is the so-called white man. Okay? He has a mischievous desire, and our people, 2/3 of our people want to partake in that mischievous desire. They want to benefit from that. This is why, as these things fall apart, right? Like it says, I think it's in Isaiah 30:12, where it says it should be like a wall. The strength of Pharaoh should be your shame, and it be like a wall, a high wall ready to breach. That's gonna fall. Its breaketh coming suddenly, and that's what's happening. All y'all people that depended on this wicked ass system, y'all watching this system fall and perish right before your eyes. But what y'all didn't understand was it was already meant to do that, because an unrighteous system can't survive. An unrighteous system cannot thrive. A system that isn't built on the righteousness of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai cannot survive. And so we're seeing the death and destruction and the erosion of this wicked ass system. That's why you're losing your jobs. That's why these people don't care, because this is a system with no moral, with a no moral compass, no godliness whatsoever, based in unrighteousness. Okay, so I got a couple more precepts, because I want to show you to how evil these people are. So I'm gonna grab two more precepts. I'm gonna go to the book of Romans. I'm gonna grab this precept, and then I'm gonna play this last video. This is Romans 3:10. It says, "As it is written, there is none righteous, not one. No, not one." So in this world that we live in, there is no righteousness. So there is no righteous standard, okay, that is established in the earth. The only righteous standard is the one that we're preaching, and we're doing our best through the Spirit and power, because we know that our righteousness is filthy rags to the Lord, but we're doing our best, through the Spirit to maintain ourselves. But, at the same time, the rest of the world, they're not repentant of their sins and their wickedness. They want to continue to try to make this world thrive and continue on. So I'm going to play this last video, and then I'm going to close out. Now, this is utterly disgusting, but it just shows you these are the people that are ruling. These are the people that are in power, okay? And Job even said this. So let's go ahead and play it.
Attorney Ivan Deverin is accused of sexually abusing his dog. Police have charged Pittsburgh environmental lawyer Ivan Deverin with counts of aggravated animal cruelty, 10 counts of sexual intercourse with an animal, and possession of heroin, cocaine, and marijuana. Police say Deverin sexually abused his dog, Snoopy, who is a 6-month-old yellow lab. Deverin lives and works in his apartment in Azimuth Court in Highland Park. According to detectives, a witness told them they overheard the sexual abuse happening at least 10 times. On February 1st, detectives removed Snoopy from Deverin's apartment and took him to a veterinary hospital. Police say the veterinarian told them the dog has some injuries but is otherwise healthy. Deverin is...
This is crazy. This dude, this damn Edomite was running up in the dog, and he was so loud with it that other people heard him. These are the people, the unrighteous people that are in power right now, and you expect things to go good with the world. You think that this guy right here, that he's not a part of them? Of course he is. He's a goddamn devil. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this last precept and close it out. This is Job 30:1, because this is how low this devil is, the people that are in power. It says, "But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I will have disdained to set with the dogs of my flocks." We can stop there. This dude is screwing a dog, and these are the people that are in power controlling the world right now. He's in his house banging his dogs back out to the point to where the neighbors heard the dog screaming and called the police on him. And these are the rulers. These are the people that are in power. Do you honestly think that they're going to judge the world in a righteous way? Do you think that they're going to lift up a righteous standard when these people are banging dogs out and drinking children's blood? You see? So there is no righteous standard here on earth. And I'm going to do another video on this because there's still a lot more to go into. All right. But for now, I'm going to end it off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem B'Kar Kadosh. Double honor to the elder and the apostle, great millstone. To the next time I say shalom.